My mentor, he always said, like, don't get bored with it, get rich with it. So if you haven't done as much as you can on the one channel that you're doing and then done it better, then there's no reason to do anything new.
That's why it's important to stay consistent. Don't change nothing that you do. Just continuously do it over time so it could build.
What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Marlon Watts, co-owner and CEO of WRLDINVSN. As you can see right now, I'm in New Orleans, Louisiana. All right, we going to the Saints game. We got our Saints collab that's gonna be coming out. Y'all will get more information on that. But specifically inside this video, what I went ahead and did is piece together clips so that way you guys could get a vivid picture on the things that you should be doing and the mindset that you should have ultimately to really create that $1 million brand and business for yourself. All right, with the first clip, let's go ahead on and check in with my guy Justin P, and let's go listen to him.
So I look at it as, how do I explain it? Like if you drink coffee, like if you're a coffee drinker and you drink coffee every day for 6 months, the effects of coffee start to wear off as you do them over a long period of time. So I think it's more seasonal habits and rituals that I have, or not rituals, but seasonal habits that I have where I'm like locked in on doing the specific thing. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good now, like in my routine. I just need to wake up and get to the work that actually matters. And the way I look at it now is, you know, you kind of have like the theory of constraints. So in the business, there's multiple different things that you need to do. So let's just say we have, for instance, you talk about skills. You have $1, you have you on this side, you have $1 on the other side, and you're trying to get the dollar across the road. But in the e-commerce business, you need to know how to build a website. You need to know how to do copywriting. You need to know how to run ads, make creative, etc. But if you don't learn how to do all of them, you'll never get $1 across the bridge. So the way I look at it now is I look at the business and then I ask, what is the one thing that if I fixed it, it would increase the overall output of the business in general? And so for instance, a lot of new people and more seasoned people do this too. They look at the business and then they solve problems that they like to solve. So for instance, if I'm a designer, then I wake up and I'm like, oh, I'm about to design like a crazy collection. But then I got a whole 2-3 years of collections already done. That's not the problem in the business right now. The problem is that we need to understand how to scale our Facebook ad spend from 5K a day to 50K a day. So then what do? Then I wake up every day. So now what I do every day is I wake up and ask myself, what's the biggest problem in the business? And I spend the first 4 hours of the day working on the biggest problem. And that's big. So it's a big difference from when you're just getting started to when you're like a little bit more, seasoned. My mentor, he always said, like, don't get bored with it, get rich with it. You know, like, it's like you just, if it's working, then keep doing it and do more of it. And that's one of the biggest things I see with new brand owners and people that are already like getting a little bit of traction is they're like, oh, Justin, I'm killing it with Facebook ads. How do I expand my business into Amazon? And how do I expand onto TikTok ads and et cetera? And I'm just like, bro, you're already doing well with Facebook ads or Instagram ads. You don't realize that doing something different and adding on a new channel is drastically increasing the amount of risk that you're putting into the business because you don't understand this right now. So if you haven't done as much as you can on the one channel that you're doing and then done it better, then there's no reason to do anything new. If you haven't done it as much as you can, as good as you can, then you go to new in general. And I just see a lot of people struggle with that because they're thinking that they need to add a bunch of channels to make a bunch of money. Oh, I got to run Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, etc. But in reality, you just need to be the best at one. And you can even do that with one product. One product on one channel, you can do tens of millions of dollars.
Appreciate that, JP. So when I talked to JP, that was actually at one of our mastermind events that we had in Atlanta. We typically do one every single quarter. And if you haven't attended one of our mastermind events, you definitely should, because what's going to happen is you're going to be in the room, in the environment with other entrepreneurs trying to network and connect and really just grow their brand. What we realized is that we really didn't have the community around us to continue to surround ourselves with as we wanted to grow our brand. So that's one of the purposes of us doing that mastermind event. All right, in this next clip, we're gonna holler at Nick, and he gonna really give you guys thought process on the things that you need to be doing consistently to really take your brand to the next level. Let's go check in with him.
Consistency. All right, I got a question. Did y'all ever see this movie right here? It's called Face Off. All right, so Face Off is basically a movie of two guys that pretty much they had surgery and they flipped faces. So when they flipped the faces, they basically was living each other's life, but nobody knew that They basically flip faces. You see what I'm saying? Do everybody understand that? All right. So when you change everything that we just created around this brand, you pretty much changing your brand. You're in the same body, but you changing your brand identity, and nobody can identify who you really are. That's pretty much taking your face off and changing it, and you pretty much starting all over or living a different life that you never lived before. That's why it's important to stay consistent. Don't change nothing that you do. Just continuously do it over time so it could build. If you was to go outside and it was snowing and you put a snowball together, when you first put it together, it's all little bitty pieces of snow first, right? But then when you keep on piling it up, it gets harder and harder and harder. And the more that you make it bigger and bigger and bigger, it's harder to break it, right? That's the same exact thing that you want to do with your business and your brand. Once you find the ones that hit, and you're going to be able to feel it. Like, you're going to be able to feel it, and people are going to be able to give you feedback on it, too. And once people give you the right feedback on it, you just got to go with it. All right? So, once again, that face-off, pretty much story I just told you, is exactly what happened with Twitter and X. Eventually, you're going to start calling it X, but you still having the face-off of, is it Twitter or is it X? You see what I'm saying? And it's going to take us a while for us to stop calling it Twitter, and it's really not until our generation of using that product goes away. Because now the newer people that's starting to use it going to always call it X, because that's what they know it for. Y'all got me? Cool. All right? So what I want you to do is look at your brand like this. Y'all see all these dots? That's a lot of customers. Let me show you how big your business is right now. Nobody really don't know you. But when you stay consistent and you continuously develop your brand identity, this is what happens. It's just that simple. Y'all got me?
Tapping in with y'all. Hope y'all enjoying this video. All right, last clip gonna be a clip from me. Take this, be very mindful, and go apply it. Let's get it. We really didn't hit our first stride when we wasn't being active, and what we call it is taking it to the streets. A lot of you guys see the amount of money that we make online, hundreds of thousands of dollars every single month. But literally when we first got started and when we first started scaling, we really started to attack in-person sales. So I really want to tell y'all a story about really when we got started, we were hitting college, universities, we was doing pop-up shops, we were doing different festivals, and we was being successful doing that. But it wasn't until we decided to go all into the brand and open up an establishment, which we opened up a kiosk in Oakwood Mall, is when we really started to, make more sales. It's when we really started to make $10,000 plus per month. All right, and the reason why we picked a kiosk, and we also did a pop-up shop truck as well, over a store, was because we wanted to continue to stay mobile. Our whole thing was we wanted to go to our customers instead of waiting on our customers to come to us. And when you have a physical store, you're really, bounded to that one area. When you have a pop-up shop truck, you're able to go anywhere you want to go. When you have a kiosk, what we really liked about it was short-term leases. So it was way more affordable as well, where we didn't have to pay for a light bill. We didn't have to pay for Wi-Fi. We didn't have to pay for, electric bill. All of that came by literally just renting out that kiosk inside of the mall. All right, and so specifically, we got 3 kiosk locations inside of our city. We had one that was actually 3 to 4 hours away from us, and we was managing 3 locations. Per location, we was able to do $20,000 to $30,000 at these locations. And also the most important thing that we was gathering was data. We tell you guys all the time, like data, data, data. That's what you're gonna actually start using to grow your online, which we did as well. While we was actually getting these kiosks going, we was building so much traction in our local area, because now people was always seeing our brand. People was always going to the mall saying that they seen our store, seeing our product hanging up. And now inside of the mall, we was seeing multiple people wearing the product around. So we was able to literally to explode within our local area, which actually grew our brand regionally as long as nationally, because not only the city that you may be in, people are always going to come in and out of the city. So you're going to actually be able to acquire new customers. So the whole thing about this was us putting ourselves in position to acquire new customers every single day. And a lot of times when you just getting started with your brand or you scaling your brand, you may not be the best at creating content, or you don't have that ad budget that you really need to get your product in front of a multitude of people. So being able to stay mobile with either a pop-up shop truck or a kiosk is going to give you one of the best, visibilities for you and yourself to be able to make sales inside your brand every single day.